Hello everyone, this is Melanie and welcome back to my channel. Now, I put a little intro video on my channel for Melanie's Matters, and as I said in the first video, it has been a while since we have chatted. So on the forum, the previous forum, I highlighted business owners, entrepreneurs, artists, whatever, and that's going to continue, but in a different capacity. So what I want to focus on, because I am an entrepreneur, but I'm going to tell you guys all of my business ventures, all of my ups, all of my downs, and, talk about the things that work and the things that absolutely did not work, right? And I wanted to create a space for people who are creators or inventors. I don't think that we have that kind of space that, just talks about the things that come to mind and how does that work, and the how to put processes and plans in place to make things come to fruition, right? I don't think we have that space. I haven't seen it, but here we go. So today I'm going to talk to you about my very first creation or invention or whatever. All right, this was at least 20 years ago. At least 20 years ago. I don't know if you guys remember Invent Help, but they were the business that would just help people to kind of get their ideas out. And so, backstory is that it was a group of us friends from high school. I think we had graduated high school, and I think it was that particular summer, we said that we wanted to go out. So we just wanted to hang out, or whatever. And so it was a group of us, maybe 5 of us in the group. And so we went out, we went to this club, had a great time. So we decided that we wanted to go just outside on the parking lot just to chat. And so when we did that, one of the girls that was in the group, she had on this dress, but it was maybe made of rayon or, some kind of blended material. And when she came out of the club, she had 3 huge sweat spots. And so, the guys that were in the group, they was snickling and, whatever. And I mean, oh my gosh, it had to been one of the, it had to been an embarrassing moment, I would say. I mean, we all were sweaty, but it's just that hers, you could really see it. And so the day after, one of the guys that was in the group, he made up a name and he called this girl Sweatbox. And oh my gosh, and I said, wow, I know that she, had to be embarrassed, because that's an embarrassing moment. Even though all of us sweat, hers really showed through, because of the material that her dress was made out of. And so I had thought about it. I was like, dang, I got a solution for that. I got a solution for that. And so I put the thought that I had in my head, I put it down on paper, and what happened? I made an appointment, called Invent Help, made an appointment with them, and you go out to their office. At the time, their office was in Columbia. How I remember this, I don't know. Their office was in Columbia, and they sit you down and they tell you it's all money, okay? So at the time, I really didn't have the means to make that invention come to fruition. I just didn't have the means. And at the time, I want to say that it was a couple of grand, and I really didn't, I didn't have the means to make that come to life, right? And here's the thing, fast forward maybe 10, 15 years, and guess what? That invention is on the market. I don't know what the brand name is called, but it's basically sweat pads. So you put them inside of your shirt or inside of your dress or whatever you're wearing, and it absorbs the sweat, right? It absorbs the sweat. And I'm gonna tell you, when I found out that that invention was on the market, y'all, you could have knocked me over with a feather. Okay, you could have knocked me over with a feather. And so, lesson learned is that, when you have inventions, things are unique, right? Even if someone else has the same exact invention, you can maybe add a little tweak to it to make it different from the others, right? But even when you have an invention, just hold on to it. Hold fast to it, because if you're really serious about it, and if you save, and well, if you plan and if you save, you can over time, get this thing to market, right? And so the lesson that I learned from that is to just keep pushing, to keep pushing forward. And it was so funny because one of the friends that was in the group, the one that was making fun of, the other friend, he was like, "That's really not a bad idea." He was like, "That's not a bad idea." And then he even gave his own story of how, again, this is 20 some years ago, but he even gave his own story of how he would leave from, a club or just a hot space, right? And even though you couldn't see the sweat, what would happen is that over time, like his shirts will become yellow underneath his underarms, right? And so he was like, "Yeah, that's not a bad idea." And so had I kept pushing forward, y'all, guess what would have happened? I would have at least been the creator of the sweatpants. So when you are a creator, keep pushing forward. Just keep pushing forward. Hold your idea close, but keep pushing forward and put things into place to make that dream a reality. One of the things that I've learned now is that I should have trademarked my idea. You can only trademark an idea and not necessarily the item, right? You can't trademark the item, but you can trademark the idea. But again, you're talking about, some years later, and with the invention of the internet, things look totally different now than they did back then. So now is a totally different type of market, right? Now you can create and be as creative as you want, and you can put your things right on the market. And then, sometimes you can backpedal to get trademarks and whatever else you need to get. But the thing is to get exposure to whatever you put out there on the market. So that story, just keep that in mind, right? Your takeaway is to, even if you don't have the means and the resources, let me say that it's not all about the financial means. Sometimes it is about the resources, connecting to folks who can help you get to the next step, or connecting to folks that can help you to get your idea out there, or whatever. So sometimes it's not necessarily the financial means, it is the people, the resources. And sometimes people are more valuable than the actual funding or the actual finance that is attached to it. All right, so that's your takeaway. Definitely keep pushing forward until you have your until you meet your goals, or you have your finances situated, you have your people, because they again are valuable, situated, and then you go forward. So that was a lesson learned for me, a valuable lesson learned. I'll tell you that, because I think in my head, I am I am a very creative person. I'm an extremely creative person, and you'll learn that when you watch the videos, and you'll see, like, dang, she's done this, or wow, oh, okay. So I'm very creative, as I'm sure most of you are, who are watching this too. This is our space. This is our space to just say, listen, okay, this is what Meloni has done. These are the things that she learned from it, so I hope I learned from it. And then, you guys definitely put comments in the comment section, and we're gonna do this thing. This is your space. Talk to y'all later.